What to think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we are at Talladega for the Southern Excitement Racing League Talladega Chase Race. Everybody loves super speedway racing. Hopefully we're going to see some side-by-side racing tonight. Our point leader, Blake Giglio, currently second quickest on the board right now. He has a 10-point lead over John McMillan Jr. in the 51. Not far behind these guys, 32 points out of the chase lead is Ronnie Osmer in the 55. He's won 2 races, finished third in the other one. Out of 4 races, 3 top 3s. So very impressive from Ronnie Osmer. Bill Stringfellow currently sits 4th in points and only 1 point behind Ronnie Osmer, 33 out of the championship lead. Dylan Falovich is in 5th. He has not logged into the session yet. He's getting ready to come in. Top of the board right now, Justin Michael. He sits on pit road awaiting qualifying. John McMillan Sr., John McMillan Jr., 5th and 6th quickest right now. Out there still getting some draft practice. Get it ready to go for the 0X Designs Pole Award. Go qualifying. See who's first on the track. Jonathan Cogswell gonna get out there early, try and get his time. Cogswell right now 10th in points, 78 out of the championship lead. Tyler Humphrey, the number 94, he's out on track. He's getting up to speed. Everyone's going to run that high lane the first couple of laps. Trying to get up to speed. Ronnie Osmer, very good qualifier. He's won several of these 0X Design Pole Awards. Mark True, the number 73. He's going to head down to the bottom and try and get a fast lap here. On his first lap, Jamie Dunning's out there, the number 13. He needs to have a good finish. Matt Goodell, very good super speedway racer. We'll see where he comes out in all of this. Cogswell 52.4 on that first lap. Kyle Adcock second quickest on his first lap. Mark True will move up to second right behind Jonathan Cogswell. Looks like Jamie's trying to get a very fast lap. 40 seconds off the pace on his first lap. There goes Justin Lumpkin, a very good looking matte black and red 0X Designs car. Very good paint scheme. Justin knows how to paint them, that's for sure. John McMillan Jr. gets his first lap time, third quickest. Matt Goodell moves to the top of the board. Tyler Humphrey, second quickest. We'll see where McMillan Jr. shakes out here. And that second lap, a little bit slower. Everybody seems to be a little quicker on their first lap. Tyler Humphrey, he moves up second quickest right now. Andrew Rattel on the number 5 moves up to 4th. Blake Giglio is out on track. Bill Stringfellow in the 83. There comes Casey Herring, another 0X Designs car, white car this week. Blake the points leader, 9th quickest on the first lap. Lump going to move up to 9th. That'll bump Giglio down. Let's see if Giglio can increase his speed on the second lap. Third quickest, Blake Giglio. Stringfellow run the high line on his first lap. Stringfellow through the trioval. The quickest on the first lap for Stringfellow. Lumpkins still out there running, but he's going to end up 9th. Some of these other guys can bump him down. Stringfellow on the second lap. Justin Michaels out there on his warm-up lap. Stringfellow only moves up to 10th. Michael running the high lane, trying to get that speed up. But a lot of people's first laps have been their faster laps, so might be throwing it a lap away. Justin Michael, 12th quickest. Getting down towards the end of qualifying. Top of the board right now, Matt Goodell. There he sits. Justin trying to knock him off the top of that board. Justin Michael on his second lap. He will come out 6th quickest. So our 0X Designs Pole Award winner is going to be Matt Goodell. See if we can get a word with Matt. Hey, Matthew, this is Dakota, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
How you doing?
Hey, doing good, man. You get out there, and we know you're pretty good at these super speedways, and you get out there, you run the fast time. You're today's 0X Designs Pole Award winner. What do you think this race is going to look like today?
Unfortunately, it's probably going to have a lot to do with teammates, which I have none of here. So I'm the odd man out. It's going to be difficult to do a lot by myself.
So you think there's going to be some tandem drafting? Looks like that was going on a little bit in practice, or do you think it's going to be mainly single file?
I think for the most part, in the beginning anyway, there's going to be a lot of single file. The top line's really, really hard. And I think everyone's just going to, I assume everyone's going to be kind of patient in the beginning.
Yeah, I think so too. You got anybody you'd like to thank on this 0X Designs Pole Award today?
I just want to thank you for the broadcast. Thank the league for everything they do, the admins, and thank all the drivers that come here every week and put in a good effort.
All right, well, good luck, and hopefully you can finish where you start today.
Thank you, Dakota.
And that was our 0X Designs Pole Award winner, Matthew Goodell. As we get ready to go into the race, we'll be grading up right now. You see the drivers starting to get to the grid. Tyler Humphrey gets 2nd quickest on the board. Almost got that pole award. All right, let's take a look at our grid as these guys are getting close to getting in here. Your 0X Designs Pole Award winner, Matthew Goodell, going to lead us off as we head down into turn 1. Starting off 2nd is Tyler Humphrey in the number 94. Point leader Blake Giglio is going to start 3rd position tonight. Jonathan Cogswell in 4th in number 27. Andrew Rattel going to start 5th position in the number 5. Justin Michael in the number 87. He'll roll off into 6th position. John McMillan Jr. in the number 51. He'll start 7th. In 8th spot, Mark True in the number 73. Ronnie Osmer in the number 55. He'll start in 9th position. Justin Lumpkin in the number 4. He'll start in 10th spot. Bill Stringfellow in the number 83. He'll start in 11th. Kyle Adcock in the number 9. He'll start 12th position. Jamie Dunning starting 13th in the number 13. Casey Herring will start 14th, the number 2. Dylan Falovich is going to start 15th position. Dean Clavette's going to start 16th spot. John McMillan Sr. in 17th. 18th will be Kevin Franks, and 19th, Joey Doucette in the number 22. Race info, 2.65 miles, Talladega Super Speedway. 103 degrees on the track temperature. So that shouldn't be gripped up for these guys to be able to make moves left and right. Outside lane might be getting hooked up today. Hopefully it will be. Maxwell's going to be our pole sitter. The names to watch tonight: Blake Giglio, our point leader. He's going to start third. John McMillan Jr. back there in 7th position. That blue Dairy Queen, number 51. 55 of Ronnie Osmer in 9th. And Bill Stringfellow in 11th. That's your top 4 points, all still within striking distance for this championship. They're waiting for the green flag. Green flag here at Talladega in the Southern Excitement Racing League. We'll see how well the top line can hold on. Well, there goes Blake. He's dropping back. He'll get out of the way. Matt Goodell still out front, but by himself. A lot of these guys grouping up into the outside lane. Justin Michael dropped back down to the inside lane, the number 87. Matt Goodell going to come around and get a point for leading the first lap here. Tyler Humphrey in this outside line is maintaining the momentum up there. Oh, looks like the Cogswell gets shuffled out to the outside. He'll drop back, and that will kill the outside lane's momentum. You see Cogswell drop all the way back to 13th position. Stage today. This race is 94 laps. The stage will be on lap 40. They'll have to pit before them to make it on fuel. So single file line already at play here in the first 3 laps. 2 drivers up on the outside, but don't think they're going to get anything going by themselves. Matt Goodell just holding that inside line. Anybody tries to pass on the high line, they're most likely going to get shuffled out. But this single file pack is pulling away from the second group, led by point leader Blake Giglio. You can see the distance between the 2 groups there. Second group trying to get reeled back in. This is what John McMillan Jr. needs, though. Goodell's still out front. See if John McMillan, these front group, can pull away from the rear group. You've got point leader Blake Giglio in the second group. John McMillan Jr. only 10 points right now out of the chase lead. So if he could get 6, 7 stage points and Blake not get any. Blake right there trying to go to the outside of Kyle Adcock, thinks better of it. Now there's just one group, so that did not work out for McMillan, but we'll have to see how the pit stop plays out. I think that's going to be the biggest factor in how this race goes. A couple of guys trying to go high. One of them is Ronnie Osmer in the 55. He's going to get hung out to dry. Let's see if he's able to get back down to the inside before Kyle Adcock fills that gap. He's going to fill the gap. Now Blake will get there. The 55 of Ronnie Osmer going to drop backwards all the way to the end of this long line. Tyler Humphrey, who was outside pole, now he's going to trying to work that outside line with Osmer, but to no avail. This front group is just pulling away. Some of these guys were racing early on. You've got Mark True, John McMillan Sr., and Kevin Franks in this third group. Or now the second group, as the front two have combined together to make one group. And they are trying all that they can, but losing a lot of time with only 3 cars. Lead group a lot quicker. These guys 7 seconds off of that lead group. You see them way out in front. Goodell still leading. He's led all the first 8 laps. Guys should be able to make it about 33 to 35 laps, depending on where you are in this draft. These cars in the back are going to be able to make it a couple laps longer. But Matt Goodell's probably not going to be able to make it more than 32 or 33 laps. We've got a group trying it on the outside. We'll see if they have any success. Blake Giglio and Bill Stringfellow working. And Blake gets around the number 9 of Kyle Adcock, but Stringfellow not able to do the same. They'll have to drop back down to the bottom. That kind of broke up the group. Osmer and Tyler Humphrey trying to make their way up through. Osmer has to go to the 3rd lane to get around Kyle Adcock. Casey Herring, Dylan Falovich, and Justin Lumpkin, all 3 linked together. Those are 3 teammates. Expect them to be a factor at the end of this race. Very good super speedway racers. Most of these guys just logging laps right now. Andrew Rattel sitting in second position. Involved in a wreck last week, hurt his championship chances. Trying to revive that hope for a championship. A lot of these teammates probably going to be working to help John McMillan Jr. as he is the #1 contender for the championship to knock off point leader Blake Giglio. Blake only a 10-point lead over John McMillan Jr. If they finish the stage where they are right now, that lead would only shrink to 3 points. The 56 Dean Clavette has lost the draft, and he's moving back to this second group. Starting to catch him. Got some action up in the front. Jonathan Cogswell, he's down on the inside line. This outside lane is starting to move. Leapfrogging some of these guys, getting down to the inside. Stringfellow and Giglio working together well as they work their way up through the pack. Giglio now to 7th, Stringfellow up to 8th. They move back to the outside line. They try to leapfrog 1 or 2. Casey comes up, tries to get a side draft. And that killed the momentum of Blake. Can they get this outside lane moving? Blake Giglio leading. Stringfellow trying to give as good of a push as he can, but see these cars, they get very unstable when you get close like that. There's a bubble of air behind these cars, and when you do break that bubble and you get in there and you're able to give a real good bump draft, these cars get so unstable. Jamie's now going to move up, try and work with these guys. Trying to figure out how to make the outside lane work. You can see just what, this is all you see when you're inside these cars. You see that big spoiler, and that's about it. It's difficult to see any cars in front. You have to have a lot of communication with the cars that are in the line with you. So that lead car, like Jamie Dunning there in the 13, he's having to tell his teammates, the 16 and the 83, you know, that the 27's moved up and getting close. It takes a lot of communication in these super speedway races to be successful. And that outside line has lost all of its momentum. Everybody going to move back down to the bottom. Adcock takes a look to the outside. Oh, there goes Cogswell. Oh, looks like we're going to have our first caution. Cogswell goes around. Not a whole lot of damage. May have saved his day. Don't see a lot of front end damage, some rear end damage, but not a lot of front end damage for the 27. So he's probably saved that engine and won't have to use that fast repair. See if we can take a look. Let's look from the the 27 gets shuffled up. Thought that hole was still there, and Cogswell comes down across the nose of the 13. Yeah, Cogswell thought he was still clear, just comes right down back into that hole, but Jamie Dunning had already gotten his nose So everybody pitting now. This will get you to the end of the stage. Jamie Dunning going to stay out and lead a lap. The first one out, John McMillan Sr., Justin Michael, Andrew Rattel, John McMillan Jr., Dylan Falovich comes out. He'll be fifth when Jamie Dunning pits. Casey Herring in seventh. Ronnie Osmer eighth. Bill Stringfellow ninth. Joey Doucette in 10th. Justin Lumpkin in 11th spot. Dean Clavette will move up to 12th. So Matt Goodell, not sure what happened to him. He has disconnected. See how this works out. Dunning is going to stay out here. Just going to have to hope for cautions. He's on a 17-lap different fuel strategy. See all these guys cross the line. See all the blue, that's all the guys that just pitted. Dunning's been out there 18 laps. Everybody else out there for 1 lap on fuel. The question is, will Jamie be able to save enough fuel on this caution to make it to the end of the stage? Getting ready to go green right here. Justin Michael is on the outside. Andrew Rattel going to restart in third. John McMillan Jr. in fourth. Dylan Falovich in fifth. Sixth, Casey Herring. Seventh is Ronnie Osmer. Eighth, Bill Stringfellow. Ninth, Joey Doucette. And rounding out the top 10 is Justin Lumpkin. Jamie Dunning going to lead us off. He is the control car. Chose to stay out on that caution. He's going to be in a major deficit on fuel. Green flag for Jamie Dunning. The big deficit. Jamie Dunning dropping back. Oh, there's going to be a wreck. Everyone getting bunched up. They have to go around Jamie Dunning. See if we can figure out. I think Jamie was just trying to drop to the back and really just let off the throttle and caused a real bunch up as the field passed by. The top five up there: Justin Michael, Andrew Rattel, Casey Herring, Bill Stringfellow, and John McMillan Jr. Everybody trying to stay single file. Blake Giglio in 11th. He's trying to get the second group single file. Having more cars, they should be able to run down the lead group a little over 2 seconds. Right now, the deficit between the first group and the second group. Osmer, he's working that outside line. Lead group staying single file right behind Justin Michael, our leader. 17 laps to the end of the stage. Can these guys stay up front? They are pulling away very slowly, but they are gaining time on the second group. Second group trying to get bunched together and just run single file. Had a couple that was kept trying to work that outside line. Now they've almost lost the draft on the backside. This group right here trying. Oh, so we've got one sideways. Tyler Humphrey going to have to get out of it. Osmer and the 94 there. Dangerous territory. And these guys right now are just kind of keeping pace with the front group, not gaining time like they need. First group staying tight in a line. Justin Michael leading. Andrew Rattel's maintained second for almost the entire race, has not led a lap yet. But you know, when these guys get down to the end of the stage, somebody's gonna jump out and try and gain time. This group is just a long way ahead of the second group and gaining time. The second group, you see them kind of zigzagging all over the place. Osmer almost into the back of 56. Osmer trying his best to push this second group up to the first group. Big stack ups in the second group. You hear them getting out of the throttle quite a bit. That is a big problem and why they're not able to catch the front group. And we'll turn up that audio for you as you hear Osmer. Full throttle most of the lap, but every now and then it gets close. You see that 73 jumps out to the outside and they all get back in line. Osmer's got a lift. This second line, a lot of lifting right now, not able to keep the pace that the first group is keeping. And you'll hear the difference. You can see it in the RPMs on the gauge as well. A couple thousand or a couple of hundred more RPMs, more speed for Stringfellow, wide open all the way around the track. These guys, no stack ups, and that's the difference right now. Stringfellow with quite the run. Second group has really got to get it together or they're going to just lose complete contact. 4.5 seconds, the difference. And from the rear of John McMillan Jr.'s car, he is the 5th car in line in the first group. You see the distance back to that second group. They're gaining about 0.2 a lap at least. These guys not bunched together like the first group. Osmer trying to get back to that outside. He's trying to work his way up because he's trying to get into the points for the stage. But it is making things difficult. Osmer not able to get around. He'll jump back down in front of the 94. Blake Giglio trapped in the second group, currently 10th as we're getting down to the final 10 laps in the stage. We think that Jamie Dunning's going to have to pit before the stage. He dropped back in the pack to try and save some fuel. We'll see if he's going to be able to save enough to at least make it to lap 40 to get a couple of stage points. There goes Mark True to the outside. And these guys that are jumping up into the outside are just killing this whole second group's momentum. And you can see the time just dwindle away anytime that somebody jumps out there. Over 5 seconds now back to the second group. And it is a huge distance on time, or on the racetrack distance. Justin Michael now coming out of turn 2, leader of the second group. Justin Lumpkin, he's just now coming out of turn 2, so quite a bit of distance. This is from the nose of Justin Lumpkin's Ford Mustang. Justin Michael cleared track out in front of him. We're winding down the stage. They are coming up on a couple of lap cars. John McMillan Sr., Jonathan Cogswell back here. These guys just aren't linked together. Osmer still trying to work the outside as he's sitting in 11th spot. Humphrey trying his best to push him around the 56. But even those 3 cars up there can't even get around the 56. Just this draft package is so difficult. Now this whole group is dropping from the second group. So now it's 2 5-car packs. As Ronnie Osmer trying to get by on the outside has caused a deficit, a gap between Blake Giglio and Dean Clavette. We'll see if they're able to run this group back down. They're trying. That'll be a difficult task. The lead group starting to catch these couple of guys that are lap down, or about to be a lap down. 75 of John McMillan seniors in front. And it sounds like Jamie Dunning's going to have to pit very soon. Don't think he's going to make it to the end of the stage. There goes Dunning into the pit lane. Knew he was going to be short on fuel. Thought he might be able to make it to the end of the stage, but not going to be able to do that today. Jamie Dunning is going to have to come down and get fuel. Lap 38. Let's see if he takes tires or fuel only for the 13. Nope, there he will take a set of tires. So we're getting down to the end of the stage. Osmer working on Giglio. Osmer knows he needs to try and gain as many points as he can. That's a point on the championship leader if he can get around the number 16. We'll see if anybody makes a move in this lead group to try and gain stage points. We will come down to the white flag on the stage. Will anybody pull out and try to make a move? '51 looked high for just a second. There goes McMillan Jr. Nobody goes with him. Teammate Cogswell stays behind the low lane. There goes Rattel on the outside. Can Rattel win the stage? A lot of action. Here comes Stringfellow trying to make a move. Rattel will win the stage. The second group, Lumpkin, Falovich, Doucette, Blake Giglio will get 9th. Clavette 10th. So Andrew Rattel will win the stage with a great move right there at the end. Unofficial stage results, we'll have to go back and verify these. But Rattel stage winner. Casey Herring second. Justin Michael third. Stringfellow fourth. McMillan fifth. Lumpkin in sixth. Falovich 7th, Doucette 8th, 9th is Giglio, 10th is Dean Clavette. Those are unofficial stage results. Woo, big move there for the 87 all the way to the inside. They're going to try and freight train the number 5 of Andrew Rattel. A big move, a power move from the 87. Got past at the end of the stage. They'll work their way around. Herring up to second now, Stringfellow to third, and Rattel will drop back to fourth. Seven seconds the difference between the first group and the second group. Jamie is a lap down. He is out there by himself, but he is in the second group. And he is the fourth car lap down. Kyle Adcock is in 14th. He's about to go a lap down, so Jamie Dunning in 18th position. He's going to have to try and have this second group catch the first group. There comes the leaders. McMillan Sr. tries to take a move on the outside. These guys racing for the lucky dog. If there does happen to be a caution. McMillan Sr., Cogswell, and Kevin Franks all racing to be the free pass. They just cannot get around Kevin Franks, and they are losing the draft to the front group. Looks like they're finally going to get by, so the lucky dog, the free pass, if we do get a caution, has changed hands. It's now in John McMillan Sr.'s possession. Jonathan Cogswell right behind him. All three of those guys on your screen battling for that free pass. Jamie Dunning too far behind to try and get into this battle. But if they've lost this front group, there's a decent chance that if the second group catches them, he could get around them. Valovich trying all he can to try and push Justin Lumpkin to the front group. Oh, there they go, the 56 around sideways. Somehow they save it, no caution. They'll continue. The 13 of Jamie Dunning involved in this one. Let's see if we can take a look at just what happened. Yeah, Dunning just jumped up there and wasn't quite lined up. May have been a little netcode involved. Odd to see a car jump that hard, but Dunning definitely just tagged the 56 in the wrong spot. Sends the 56 around, but no caution as they get it gathered up. They never quite spin. They all get back going straight. But that's going to kill Jamie Dunning's chances, as this second group was starting to run down those cars battling for the lucky dog. The lead group. 5 of them out there. 10 seconds above 6th position. We'll take a look at the pit strategy. These guys last pitted 31 laps ago. They can make it between 33 and 35 laps. So the next few laps, we should see green flag pit stops. Dunning is at a bit of an advantage on the fuel. He'll stay out as he had to pit under green. There's a caution. Dean Clavette goes around. Let's take a look. Once again, off the nose of Jamie Dunning. Take a look. We see Jamie Dunning comes up, gets into the second lane, and right there you go. That Chevy knows it's got a point. We'll take one more look from the chopper cam. Go back and take a look at the pit stops. I think a lot of guys are going to be taking 4 tires. The free pass will go to John McMillan Sr. So first out of the pits, Justin Michael. Bill Stringfellow end up second out of the pits. Casey Herring in third. John McMillan Jr. in fourth. Andrew Rattell in fifth position. Dylan Falvich will move up to sixth. Seventh is Justin Lumpkin. Eighth is Ronnie Osmer. Ninth is Joey Doucette. Mark True in 10th spot. Blake Giglio, point leader, drops back to 11th. Dean Clavette has to get a fresh car there, but he's on the lead lap in 12th position. Tyler Humphrey 13th. John McMillan Sr. gets the free pass. Kevin Franks. Some people trying to top off, get fuel. And those guys are going to try and see if they can make it to the end. 42 laps. That is going to be a task, but if we get a caution, if they could save 4 or 5 laps under caution, then they can make it. You see some nose damage. The 94 of Tyler Humphrey. Take a look. Yeah, that's... He'll be able to pit still. But or he'll be able to push, but he's not going to be able to get out front and lead this pack with that damage on the front. Be like a parachute. So Justin Michael chooses the outside line. Going to try and work with teammate Bill Stringfellow. Casey Herring down on that inside. They're trying to figure out who lines up where. Green flag. There goes Justin Michael. Let's see if he tries to drop down in front of Bill Stringfellow as soon as they cross the line. Osmer has now found his way into the top 5. We saw him making moves earlier. Blake Giglio right behind him. Points leader now, 6th position. May see some pit strategy before this race is over. These guys getting very close to making it to the end. Let's see if somebody pits early in the pit sequence. Bill Stringfellow has been able to put some points in his bucket tonight. Last week, a big deficit put him 33 points out of the championship lead. But tonight, he's gained several of those back. If he can have a good finish over Blake Giglio, he may be right back into the running. Going into the Roval next week, Charlotte Roval. We've seen Bill Stringfellow be so good at the road courses along with Ronnie Osmer. So Osmer's trying to come out of this with gaining points on Giglio. Those guys know they can beat Blake at the Roval. At that point, it'll come down those final couple races. Martinsville, Texas, and of course Phoenix, that championship race. These guys are going to have to be within striking distance. Still single file racing, 58 of 94. Justin Michael out front leading a long line of cars. Only one car's lost the draft, and that is the number 98 of Kevin Franks. He's a lap down in 18th position. These top two are teammates. Justin Michael, Bill Stringfellow working together. Andrew Rattell and John McMillan Jr., those two are working together as well. Ronnie Osmer, he's kind of a loner out there. No teammates in this race. That hasn't been an issue for him so far in the playoffs, as he has won 2 of these races, finished 3rd in another. Running top 5 right now at Talladega. Blake Giglio, he's teammates with the top 2, Justin Michael and Bill Stringfellow. Corvette right behind these guys. He's another one that's out there by himself. Casey Herring, he's teammates with the 4 and the 12, who are further back in the field. Mark True right behind Casey, and there's Justin Lumpkin in the 4, teammates with Casey Herring. John McMillan Sr., he's teammates with John McMillan Jr. and Andrew Rattell. Jody Doucette, he's working with the leaders as well. With Jamie Dunning, those guys working on the same team. Tyler Humphrey, number 94, he's one that's out there by himself. So this season drawing to an end, we're looking for Cup Series drivers for Season 2. That won't start until February, as we follow very close to the Cup Series schedule. We're also recruiting for the ARCA and our Truck Series. We have a Super Speedway Series on Thursday. All of the Southern Excitement Racing League on Facebook is where you can find all of those. If you're looking to get into an iRacing league, make sure you check out Southern Excitement Racing League on Facebook. The Southern Excitement Racing League is presented by SimBox. The only name you need to know in button box is SimBox. I've got one on my rig. And it just deepens that immersion. You've got a, toggle switch to start the car. You've got buttons like they would on a dash of a real NASCAR car. They've got a custom number on it. The number I normally run is number 3. So I've got that on my SimBox. Make sure you check out SimBox PC on Facebook. Get your SimBox today. Justin Michael still out front. Bill Stringfellow second as we run single file throughout the entire field. Everybody's staying out right now. We'll see. People are going to choose to pit sometime soon. People can make it to the end from here. We'll take a look once again at the pit strategy. They've been out there for 11 laps. We'll see if anybody's going to make a move. Some of these guys are going to try and save to make it to the end, but I think they're going to be about 3 or 4 laps short. Top two are kind of pulling out. I think everyone from third on back is trying to save. I don't think the top two are. Look at the leaders. Let's see if anybody's going to come to pit this time around. And there goes the leaders into the pit lane. Justin Michael, Bill Stringfellow, Blake Giglio, Jamie Dunning, and Joey Doucette all choose to pit. 30 laps remaining. They'll be able to make it to the end. But the question is, can they get out, get linked up together? So Justin Michael has a speeding penalty, speeding on entry. For Justin Michael, that will be detrimental to his race chances. He's still sitting in the pit lane. The 4 that pitted, they are broken up. They're not together, so this is going to cause a big issue for Stringfellow, Giglio, Doucette. They're all broken up. Jamie Dunning too far behind to help right now. Osmer moved to the inside of John McMillan Jr. He may get shuffled here. Here comes Dean to clear. Not able to get there. John McMillan Jr. will move down to the inside now, 3rd spot. This lead group, they're going to stay out and gain a lot of time on the guys that have already pitted. For Andrew Rattel is in the lead. Ronnie Osmer has made his way up to second position. John McMillan Jr. has moved back to the third spot. Got shuffled out. Dean Corvette is in fourth. Casey Herring in fifth. Justin Lumpkin in the sixth spot. Seventh is Mark True. Dylan Falovich in eighth. John McMillan Jr. in ninth. Justin Michael, fourth car lap down. Tyler Humphrey in 10th, and then all the way back around, Blake Giglio working with his two teammates to try and save this race. This lead group is just so much faster, having all these cars in line. These guys are going to probably stay out there as long as they can, because right now, as long as they're in this line, they are gaining a lot of time on those leaders, or on the three that had pitted earlier. We'll see if maybe some of these guys will wreck on the entry. That's about the only hope for these three. Giglio, Stringfellow, Doucette, and anybody that's a lap down. They all need cautions. Doucette's going a lap down right now. He's going to be racing Cogswell and Dunning. Oh, one blinking out. That's Casey Herring. Bit of a connection issue. He's back with us. These three, 39 seconds, 40 seconds off the lead. It's going to be difficult, even with these guys pitting, to make up that much time. They're trying to gain time. They're able to kind of keep pace right now, but it's just not enough. Lead group. Led by Andrew Rattel, Ronnie Osmer in second. These guys are going to have to pit before it's over with. I don't think there's any way they can make it to the finish. Some professional iRacing photography, make sure you check out Sim Shots on Facebook. They do all of our photography. Phenomenal group. Did phenomenal work. Sim shots on Facebook. Make sure you check him out. Andrew Rattel still leads Ronnie Osmer out there in second. Miller Jr. I think he's trying to get Osmer out from in between him and his teammate. He reached down to the final 20 laps. Win will leave group pit. They've only got about 3 laps short. Will they alert the whole group that they're going, or are they going to all pit as a group? 19 laps to go. McMillan a little bit sideways, able to save it. These guys are running down that 98, about to be 2 laps down. Kevin Franks. Patel has been top 2 this entire race. Osmer is one that has been in the back most of this race. Not sure if he got stage points or not, but he was right there at the tail of the field at the end of the stage. Big long line. This lead group trying to run down those 3 that pitted. Laps remain. Andrew Rattel out front, Osmer second. Other playoff contenders, Justin Lumpkin running in the 6th position, Dylan Falovich in 7th, Mark True running 10th, and Blake Giglio in 11th, along with Bill Stringfellow. These 3 trying to keep their hopes alive, knowing that the lead group has got to pit. They tried to pit early. The 87 got a speeding penalty, and that cost them a lot of time. The 22 and 15 lost the draft as these guys were getting up to speed. So now they're out there with only 3 cars. This lead group is absolutely pushing as hard as they can push. this pit stop is going to prove crucial. Will other people get speeding penalties like we saw the 87 get a speeding penalty? Justin Michael led a lot of this race, and that will end his championship, or not his championship chances, but his chances at this race win. And Osmer, these guys pushing and shoving, trying to just gain as much time as they can. The second group starting to catch Adcock. That may help them if Adcock can get tucked in with this group. Osmer in second. Not having teammates is such an issue, especially here when you know the 5 and the 51 are teammates. They're going to be working together. Osmer looking to the inside. With McMillan giving pushes too. These guys are pushing so hard to try and gain as much time as they can on those Giglio and Stringfellow. They've gained a couple of seconds. So depending on how their pit stop goes. But if there's a caution here, those three are going to stay out. They should take the lead. Osmer's looking to the high lane. This second group, or this main group, is starting to kind of break up a little bit. You don't see them right on top of each other. Adcock joining that three-car tandem from Giglio and Stringfellow. That's caused them to gain about 4/10 already on the leaders. Can they keep that going? Thing is, when these guys pit, Osmer is probably going to try and be aggressive on pit entry. That's going to be a time where you can pass. like they may be pitting very soon. There they come. Osmer does not stay on the track. Thought he was going to. The 5. Oh, he locks him up. I think Rattel may have sped. He gained a lot of time there. We'll have to look and see if the 5 has a penalty. And everyone out, and Andrew Rattel, who had led a lot of this race, had been top 2 almost this entire time. Because of that driving in there so aggressive, he will get a speeding penalty. So that's one less car, as now Giglio and Stringfellow come by on the outside trying to catch the lead group. They are at pace. Everyone else trying to get up to speed. Guys, they're reeling in, but the top 5, they're running side by side. Can this second group catch them? Casey Herring, another one with a speeding penalty. John McMillan Jr. out front trying to get a win. Ronnie Osmer in second. Dinkelvet in third. Justin Lumpkin fourth. Dylan Falovich fifth. Blake Giglio is in sixth. Tyler Humphrey right behind them. Bill Stringfellow, if they can get grouped together, they may be able to run down the lead group. John McMillan Sr. in 9th, Mark True is in 10th, Jamie Dunning currently sits 11th position, along with Jonathan Cogswell, 11th and 12th. So there's your lead group, 6 laps to go. John McMillan Jr., Ronnie Osmer, Dean Clavette, Justin Lumpkin, Dylan Falovich, that's your top 5. And of all these top 5, none of them are teammates. Actually, the 12 and the 4 are teammates, and they are back there 4th and 5th. Second group starting to kind of run down the first group just a little bit. Nobody in the lead group making a move yet. 5 to go. When will Ronnie Osmer take his shot? Blake Giglio hoping anybody else wins this race besides John McMillan Jr. That's the guy he is racing for the championship. McMillan Jr. did not win a race the entire regular season. And as soon as we started the postseason, he wins the first race. Then he wins again last week. And now in the lead again. Blake Giglio, not much that he can do back there where he's running right now. McMillan Jr. won last week. at Las Vegas so far in the playoffs. Darlington won by John McMillan Jr. Richmond won by Ronnie Osmer. Bristol won also by Ronnie Osmer. Las Vegas won by John McMillan Jr. They are running 1-2 right now here at Talladega. Blake Giglio has not won since July 25th at North Wilkesboro. So Blake gonna have to try and find some speed here in the playoffs. As when we lead this race, John McMillan Jr. may be our point leader depending on what happens in these final 2 laps. Two laps to go. Stringfellow has dropped off of the second group, back in 8th. Blake Giglio, Tyler Humphrey, Dylan Falvus in the first group. We're to come down to the white flag. Who's going to make a move? Osman may be trying to build up a run as these guys catch the lap down car. Joey Doucette. White flag. When will someone make a move? No help for Ronnie Osmer. Dinkelvet trying to go to the outside. They're 3 wide. Clevet trying to make the move. There goes Lumpkin now to the outside. Osmer moves to the outside. Can he get around? Osmer goes around the outside. Oh, McMillan Jr. tags him. Justin Lumpkin's going to get the win. John McMillan Jr. in second. Ronnie Osmer will finish third. Dylan Falovich fourth. Dean Clevet fifth. Blake Giglio in the 6th position. Bill Stringfellow comes home 7th spot. John McMillan Sr. in 8th. Mark True 9th, and Tyler Humphrey comes home 10th. So Justin Lumpkin will come home your winner. The 0X Designs car. Retaliation after the race. John McMillan Jr. and Ronnie Osmer. And that may cost John McMillan Jr. Justin Lumpkin, burn it down. You're a winner here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. Justin Lumpkin, winner here in the SERL. Let's see if we can get a word from our top 3 finishers. Ronnie Osmer in 3rd. Hey, Ronnie, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, a great finish there at the end. A lot of single file racing, but moved there at the end, and you come home 3rd. What did the race look like to you today, and how do you describe that last lap?
Well, the race today was boring. That's all I can say. It's just a train race to where track position mattered. You couldn't pass anyone at all. And all I can describe the last lap being is somebody can't handle letting someone else win clean. Like, if I was in the same position, wouldn't have done. I would have been fine finishing 2nd. But it's Super Speedway racing. You're the leader off turn 4. You're going to be vulnerable. So if you're just going to turn right, direct someone, don't deserve to be in a race car.
Yeah, that's certainly interesting take there. That was a wild last lap. You come out on that pit stop. You were in the back of the field, and there was a caution and a pit stop there, and you come out 5th. Did you use some pit strategy there to get up to the top 5?
Yeah, I was doing about everything pit strategy-wise possible that I could think of to get back to the front, because if you end up in the back, there's nothing you can do. Like, you have to have track position here.
Yeah, so you got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, Ronnie?
I think PH Ware and you guys for broadcasting the league, and good luck to John McMillan on winning the championship.
All right, have a good one, buddy, and we'll be talking to you again soon. I'm sure you've won 2 of these chase races. I expect you to win probably next week at the Roval.
Yep, we'll make sure. I'll make sure to lap him too.
Have a good one, buddy. And that was 3rd place finisher Ronnie Osmer. See if we can get a word with John McMillan. Hey, John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Dakota.
You come home 2nd there. A long race, a lot of single file racing, but there at the end, a lot of action there coming across the line. How do you describe this race, and what do you think about that final lap?
I definitely think the racing was boring. I mean, I think the package is just screwed up, but nonetheless, it was still a race. And the final lap there got a little interesting. I replayed what I did there, and I kind of definitely got into Ronnie. I was trying to side draft, but clearly come up way too much into him. Just that's on me, but it's all part of racing, right?
Yeah, that everybody. We saw 3 or 4 guys pit early in the sequence, and then you and the whole line of cars stayed out long. What were you thinking when Andrew got that speeding penalty? Did you think that was going to hurt your chances not having that quick teammate up there in the front?
Yeah, I definitely figured that wouldn't help me, and it would have been nice to have him on this last lap here, because he would have worked together to stay together there. I kind of got hung out with the last car, so I did the best I can, just being on my own, but a teammate would have helped a lot.
You got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, John?
Just thank our sponsors, UFA, DQ, and all of our teammates.
All righty. Well, we'll be seeing you up here in the top 10 again, I'm sure. So have a good one.
Thanks, Dakota.
All right. And for our race winner, Justin Lumpkins, 0X Designs. Here we go. Justin, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, I got to be honest, man. I just went through 2 interviews that were just a little bit awkward. and I'm here with you, man. I'm so proud of you. You get a race win. What were you thinking when those guys were wrecking to your inside?
Oh, man, it's amazing. Me and Dylan, my teammate behind me, we were just trying to decide when we wanted to go. And we was trying to set it up. And coming into turn 3, we had it set up perfect. And then somehow Dylan lost a little bit of momentum. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to go with it. We had Joey out there too. That kind of threw a little bit of a wrench into it. And side drafted Dean. I think he said there was a little bit of net code. It was pretty close. And then as I'm just going, I'm still catching them somehow, because they got side by side, and I figured they're sitting there slowing each other down. and I see them get together, and I took a little bit too wide of a turn, got the wall myself, and ended up pulling me down into John there. But man, I'm beside myself right now. I'm so ecstatic.
Yeah, man, that was a big victory here at Talladega. There was a lot of single file racing. What did your race look like? I know you and Casey and the 12 of Falovich were trying to work together, but it's just difficult to get that outside line rolling.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can make the outside work if you have the people to work with you, and you can make it work right. But the common denominator is once you go to the outside, nobody wants to give up that bottom and lose position, because as soon as somebody takes off to the bottom line, that top line's gone. So it's just finding the right people around you to make it work.
Well, you got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, Justin?
Oh man, of course. God first of all, my mom and dad, Darren's Nail Gun Repair, being with me all year. They watch every race. 0X Designs, Tee to Green Golf on Facebook. You here for the broadcast, man. You do a great job, and all the admins at SERL, man. I'm proud to be here.
What do you think your chances are at the Roval?
I'm not a road racer, but I'm getting better, that's for sure. So I'm putting some practice in, and I was going to try to keep it clean, maybe come away with a top 10, top 8 finish. You never know. You may be able to pull off top 5, but I doubt it with the competition that's in here on road courses.
Well, great race from you tonight, Justin, and good luck going forward. Hopefully you can wheel that thing on the right turns next week to that top 5.
Thank you, man.
And that is our winner, Justin Lumpkin. Make sure you check out 0X Designs. If you need an iRacing paint, that's who I get all of my paints through, is through Justin Lumpkin. He does a phenomenal job. As you see that 0X Designs car on your screen, just a fantastic iRacing painter. So appreciate everybody for stopping by. Once again, if you are looking for an iRacing league and you want to join one, we've got an ARCA series, we've got a truck series, we've got a Super Speedway series. ARCA runs on Monday, Super Speedway on Thursdays, trucks on Saturday night. We are recruiting for all 3 of those. Get in one of those if you want to run in the Cup Series, because we'll be recruiting for that in the winter time. As we're getting down to the end of the season, just about 5 races remaining here in this Cup Series, and we're going to follow that Cup Series schedule next year pretty close, maybe a couple of changes. But we appreciate everybody for stopping by and watching with us, and we will be back with Wednesday night in the Daytona NASCAR Series. So appreciate everybody for stopping by, and we will catch you all next time.